So let's talk about the Game of the Year awards. And then we can talk about the Year of the Dragon Age, progress I've made, and then we can play a game. Sound good? Or we can talk about other stuff, you know? I'll remember when I said this, they said knowing full well they would not. Look, depending how painful the mistake is I make, it sticks in my brain after the first time. I remembered I said the thing, I just didn't remember when I said the thing. Where's my notes? There we go. So they announced the Year of the Dragon... Oh my god. I'm mixing up... I just merged the two things I want to talk about into one giant blurb. Let's just make two videos into one, guys. They announced the Game of the Year awards. They announced the nominations for the Game of the Year awards on Monday, I think? I want to say. And I was like, I'm so glad I'm streaming tomorrow because I am angry and have opinions. And then my partner was in bed half the day, and the bed's there. And you can see it in my camera. And he kept being cute and saying, I can move to the couch. And I was like, I'm not kicking you out of bed so I can stream. That's dumb. Just keep sleeping. It's fine. I'll do it. I'll stream Thursday. I have no plans between work and crit roll. That's 4 hours that I can stream. It's fine. So, they announced the Game of the Year awards. And I was so sure. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how many good games got released this year and was like, oh, Dragon Age is going to have like some really big competition for Game of the Year. It's going to be tough. But they're definitely going to get nominated. There's no way they're not going to get nominated. And then I saw a graphic of the games that got nominated, and I was like, there's no way this is all of the games. There's more, right? And then I went on the website, and there wasn't more, fam. It was just those. That's it. One of them is like a card game. No dissing to indie games, by the way. I think indie games deserve all the love in the world. But one of them's an indie card game I've never heard of before. One of them's hold on, let me pull up. Because I have to remember now. The nominees for Game of the Year were Metaphor. 100% deserves it. That was the one I was nervous about. Was like, oh, Metaphor might actually take it over Dragon Age. Astrobot. I liked Astrobot. I don't know if I Game of the Year loved Astrobot. Black Myth Wukong. Fuck that game. For a whole host of reasons, fuck that game. Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'll give you. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, a fucking DLC that we changed the rules just so it will qualify, and Balatro, which is the indie card game that I had never heard of until the nominations came out. That's it. That's our games. No Dragon Age. Do you know how many awards Dragon Age got nominated for, fam? One for accessibility. Didn't get RPG. Didn't get music. Hans fucking Zimmer did the music for this game, and he didn't get nominated. Go ahead and tell me they didn't fucking snub Dragon Age because they didn't want to deal with woke shit. Can't wait to see the comments on this video, by the way. come at me. I've only gotten dislikes on a video for one video in my life, and it was for a Mass Effect video. It was so dumb. It was to... I was doing a sound test. I was like, fuck it, I'll show you my Renegade ship while I'm doing a sound test. And one person disliked it, and I have no idea why. It was just me showing off my Shepherd and running around the ship a little bit. And someone disliked it. Everything else, I might get, like, a low number of views. Like, there are definitely videos where I get, like, 2 views and that's it. My last video only got 2 views, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Most of the time, YouTube is just a means to archive my VODs anyway. But this video, can't wait to see the comments! But I also don't care. Dragon Age is Game of the Year this year, without a doubt. The only game I would have accepted as beating it is Metaphor, which is why, even though I'm fucking boycotting the awards and I'm not watching them, I still voted to make sure Metaphor won. I won't be watching them. I will look it up online to see who wins after the fact. Because I don't care to give them a fucking view from this IP address. But I did make sure to vote to make sure Metaphor won game and Dragon Age won their dicky little award for accessibility. People like award shows? I do. I fucking... The Game of the Year Awards overlaps Crit Roll for a full hour, and I still watch it. Every year. And just suffer for that last hour. Because they're like 8 to 11, I think, or 7 to 11, or something like that. I don't remember. They're way too long. The show's way too fucking long. Jeff Brutelog usually co-streams, so I'll watch them with him and his community. And I'll have that up on one screen and Crit Roll on another. And the last, like, hour is just me desperately trying to keep track of 2 things at once. And Crit Roll's hard to multitask to. Maybe we should have a Best Shit of 2024 award show on 12/28. Love that. I really think I might do my own, like, best of list and be like, this is what actually was Game of the Year. It's Dragon Age. I'm not even done with the game and I can already tell it's Dragon Age. There's already been so many lore drops in Act 1 alone, and I'm not going to spoil anything for the game. Don't worry, no one has to run away. I know Aurora's already on playthrough number 2, so it's fine, but in case, like... I know, Winter, I know you and Liz are still playing it, and I don't know where you're at, but... I'm not going to go into details, don't worry. I laughed, I cried, I gasped, I cried again, 11 out of 10. Literally! Every fucking review I've seen has been like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. The only bad reviews I've seen have been fucking YouTubers yelling about, oh, the game's woke. Literally, that's the only bad reviews I've seen. So, how is this not nominated? Halfway into second playthrough. How? And I know that I know you work a full-time job. How? Have you already devoured this game a time and a half? We're both home, that's where we're at. Bless you, Winter. I'm gonna turn my mic down in OBS because it keeps peaking on me. I don't know if I'm blasting your eardrums, guys, but the levels on here are... I'm getting excited. I leave work at 4, I get home at 4:30. Oh, that's fair. You probably get up stupid early. Okay. And then you play nonstop from like 5 to 11. Okay, that's how. Okay. See, I would play a bunch more if I wasn't trying to play with scobbies. Some of the woke shit in the game has been really affirming to see. I've had a bit of a time this year and it's been comforting and validating to play. Literally, we picked non-binary for a character. We made a non-binary Kunari, and there's a conversation with a companion where you're talking about gender, and you can use your experience as a non-binary human as a dialogue choice. And I literally screamed. I literally yelled, "Thank you, BioWare. Thank you, fucking BioWare." That's so, like, and it's not like I didn't trust them. They hired Corinne as one of the devs, and I knew we were going to be okay. Great representation. First playthrough is always me. Now second playthrough is an NB femme voice, elven, shadow dragon, red mage. And the things you notice are just chef's kiss. See, it was just... I've noticed over the years, I've never really been like super girly. And I have noticed over the years that I've gone more and more, like my pronouns are she, they, and I plaster them on every profile, everywhere. And I've always said I don't really care. Like when I first made the change, I said like literally nothing has to change. You can keep using she, and I really don't care. And I've noticed more and more I lean more non-binary than she as the years go on. So that's why when they gave me the choice, I was like, okay, yeah, choosing that because it's an option. Super Liz and I have our individual saves, and some of the differences between them to see together are really cool. The replay value to do things differently is fun. That's what I love about BioWare games, is you can just infinitely replay them and see different stuff every time. Wolf, the last time he did his playthrough of Inquisition, was making like all these god awful choices, like just being this like jerk inquisitor, and I was seeing stuff that I had never seen before, and I've played the game a handful of times now, and same thing with like Mass Effect. How many fucking times have I watched you and Liz play Mass Effect at this point? And I see new stuff every playthrough, because you always make different choices. Hi Nether, welcome in. We're talking about Dragon Age, shocking no one. We're talking about the Game of the Year awards. And I'm ranting. And then it turned into me talking about how much I love BioWare. The Kill All Your Darlings run. Yes! Or the Thetis on Fire run, whichever one you want to call it. The Renegade Thetis run. That one. Yes, 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 yes. All of the above. But I love playthroughs like that, because those are it's the choose all the options no one fucking ever chooses. A dev somewhere wrote that content and coded that content and worked hard, just as hard on that as the content that you've played 20 times. You might as well try it once. And I kind of love to see how broken I can make the game. Honestly. Like, how much can I make it hurt? I'm here for the pain. And yeah, sure, I also have my comfort runs, for sure. Like, the same time I've been doing my Renegade run, I've been playing DA2 and re-romancing Isabella because it's fun. Even though I've done it once before. And Dragon Age Inquisition, I was going to do a new playthrough and then said, fuck it, I'll just re-romance Dorian, because Dorian. I know of DA only through friends. Well, that's fine too. There's other games where I only know it through other people. But it's still fun to watch. I'm that way for horror especially, where like I absolutely love Resident Evil, but I can't play Resident Evil. I can only watch other people play Resident Evil. Like I have one or two people that are like Resident Evil streamers for me. Which, circling back around to the Game Awards, Silent Hill 2 is another one where I'm like, I get it's a remake, but so is Final Fantasy. At least Silent Hill 2 got a couple of other awards. It didn't get Game of the Year, but it got a couple other ones. So, okay, at least you threw it something. But the remake for Silent Hill 2, I thought was masterfully done. They changed just enough to make it interesting for old fans without changing it so drastically that it pissed us off. Like, it's essentially the same story, but not really. And it was just very, very well done. I watched Jeff stream that, and I had a very good time. It's honestly so good that even though I'm not really a horror gamer, I still considered buying it because there's a couple different endings, and I kind of want to see all the endings. There are jokes in the Veilguard cutscenes that go over your head unless you've done them as another character with a different background. It's like how Morden's 3 endings all tie in together. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. But yeah, I'm a little bummed. It's Game of Year in my heart, you know? I also thought they chatter about your romance in front of your face. It's great. Oh, I do love that too. Oh, I also loved the irony that they... Monday was the 10-year anniversary of when Inquisition came out, and Inquisition won Game of the Year that year. So I kind of loved the irony of like, you snubbed Dragon Age on the 10-year anniversary of the last Dragon Age game. It's okay. We'll get another shot. 10 years from now, probably. No, whenever the next Mass Effect game comes out, maybe that'll get Game of the Year. I can't believe they changed the rules to let DLCs count just so they could give Elden Ring a slot. That's just so infuriating. Like, every time I think about that, it makes... And I do understand that DLC was real beefy. I've been told that it's practically a full game. I don't care. Make a DLC category. Make a fucking DLC category and give it that instead. If you want to throw it an award so fucking bad, just make a new category. That's it. That's it. I'm a rant.